This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. What do you think it would be like to be a Fox News journalist? Do you think they know they're propagandists? Yeah, they for sure know they're propagandists. Yeah, for sure. Donald Trump was on just this morning on Fox News with Brian Kilmeade and the other B-team host. And they're asking him about policy prescriptions for what they perceive as ailments in the U.S. economy and about his civil judgment where he owes $454+ million. And if he's going to appeal, he has to post that bond. Two separate things that were both handled similarly, where they just asked Donald Trump a question with no concern about whether or not they're going to get an answer. And then when he doesn't answer, they just move on to the next question, because this isn't about getting to the truth. This is not about getting information. This is about giving Donald Trump a platform to spew his nonsense, his lies, his projection, his propaganda. That's what this is about. I was going to start with the bond thing, but let's start with the grocery question that they ask. And I'm going to play the clip, but I want you to keep in mind, because there's kind of a preamble, and then before he finishes the question, he says some stuff, and then there's Donald Trump talking. But keep in mind what the question is that was asked. It's, what are you going to do, Donald Trump, as president? What are you going to do to give us some relief when it comes to this inflation? People going to the, whether it's the gas station or the grocery store, being hit hard. These Americans are being hit hard. How do you fix this in your first 100 days? What are you going to do to give us relief for this inflation and these prices? That's the question. Remember that question and try to find some semblance of an answer from Donald Trump.
Mr. President, a lot of people believe that you're at your best when you're fighting for the American people. And we just heard in the diners, we heard immigration, but the other top issue was the economy. What are you going to do to give us some relief when it comes to this inflation? People going to whether it's the gas station or to the grocery store, and they're being hit hard. How do you fix that in the first 100 days?
Well, first of all, let me speak to the people in the diner. I saw the vote, and there was 100% Trump, none for my opponent. And I love you in the diner. I will take care of you, and we're going to drill, baby, drill, and we're going to get prices down. Energy's going to bring it all down. We're going to get a lot of that oil. We're going to get the oil and gas right from Texas and other places, but from Texas largely. And I just appreciate it. I saw that vote early this morning. They said, Will's doing a good job, by the way. Will said, you're for Trump, and the whole place went crazy. What about Haley? Nobody, right. Not one person. So all of those people in the diner, I love you.
Right. Again, reminder, what are you going to do to give us some relief when it comes to this inflation? Ramble, 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 incoherence, nonsense. And what would we expect? What would you expect asking this question of a man who says that you need an ID to buy bread at the grocery store? When was the last time, the most recent endeavor, the most recent outing to a grocery store that Donald Trump took to buy food? When was the last time Donald Trump stood at a checkout counter or pumped gas? When was the last time? Why would they ask him this question? And then, obviously, he doesn't answer. He rambles because he doesn't have an answer. Donald Trump doesn't have specific policy prescription because he's not smart. He's an abject f***ing dunce. There is no answer to what may ail us economically. All he's here for is retribution, is drill, 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 is we're going to do mass deportations. It's whatever tickles the lizard brain, the revenge gene in his fan base. That's what it is. But again, I go back to the first question is, they're not embarrassed about this performance. They believe, or they want their audience to believe, that this is journalism. This is just how it's done. You don't have to hold anybody accountable for an actual answer. The person wants to be president of the United States, but just let him say what he's going to say. And this next question is about the bond, because under New York law, this is not a ruling from the judge, this is New York state law. When you appeal a verdict like was just handed down against Donald Trump with $454 million, with $112,000 worth of interest being tacked on every single day that it's not paid. In order to appeal, he has to put up the whole amount. And he hasn't done it. They've signaled their intent to appeal, but they haven't appealed because he doesn't have the money, because he's too broke to put up this money. A man who claims to be worth $10,000 million doesn't have $500 million. He says he has 10,000 million, but can't come up with 500. Imagine if you had just $10,000 and you needed to pay something that was $500. That would be easy to do, because 500, for those of you out there who are MAGA turds and don't like math, 500 is less than 10,000. So when Brian Kilmeade, beady-eyed propagandist Brian Kilmeade, asked the question of, I know in about 2 or 3 weeks with your court cases, I'm going to have to, if I believe what the media says, what? It's New York state law, dipshit. You have to come up with something like 400 million. How close are you to securing that bond and what you need that for? How close? And this is Donald Trump's answer.
Foreign policy. Let's bring it domestic for a second. I know in about 2 or 3 weeks with your court cases, if I'm going to believe what I read in the decisions, you have to come up with something like $400 million. How close are you to securing the bond, or what you need for that?
I have a lot of money. I could do what I want to do, but this was a horrible, illegal decision. This was a decision made up by a crooked judge, 100% crooked clubhouse judge, a disgrace with a equally crooked attorney general who campaigned on "I will get Trump," and we're appealing that decision, and we'll see how we do. But I'll tell you what, people are leaving New York. Businesses are fleeing New York because of that decision. They used a statute to go after me that was never used before.
So you're not
never
worried?
Used before.
You're not worried about the money?
I don't worry about anything. No, I don't worry about the money. I don't worry about money.
Mr. President.
I don't worry about money isn't an answer to the question, how close are you to having the $500 million? Remember, billionaire. I don't think a lot of people understand just how wealthy a billionaire is. If you think about how much $1 million is, God, I wish I had $1 million. Imagine how much $1 million would radically transform your life. Donald Trump claims to be worth $10,000 million. A billionaire is another stratosphere. But he won't answer, can't answer. My bet is it's unlikely he'll be able to secure a bond from a company that provides it, because no one wants to do business with Donald Trump. He doesn't pay his bills. He's a deadbeat. He's not as rich as he says. He's a liar. But Fox News is here to give him a boost. Fox News is here to allow him to spew his propaganda, to not answer pointed, legitimate questions. That's not their job. Their job is to cash them checks, to charge your cable company for you getting Fox News when you don't even watch it. A sizable amount, by the way. This is how Fox News is able to afford $787 million settlement judgments with Dominion Voting. It's how they're going to be able to afford another likely $500 million settlement with Smartmatic. Wild times that we live. Wild, wild stuff, right? I'm doing my best Johnny Carson now. And my audience is old enough to know who Johnny Carson is. I know what the demographics are. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you on this. What do you think? We can mix it up in the comments. That would be great. That'll trigger YouTube to share my content, recommend my content to new people who may be interested, who may not even have any idea. There is a lucky few out there who have no idea who I am. You are among the unlucky. I'm sorry. But if you want to punish everybody else and have my content recommended to them, comment on this video, like this video, share this video. And if you're not subscribed and you want to join the population of the punished, click subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. If you want to help support my work, if you really love the punishment crowd and the club that much, you can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can hit the super thanks button, or even better, You can go over to patreon.com/I Doubt It podcast. That doesn't just support the podcast. It absolutely supports this operation right here that you are watching. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to go before my voice completely fails on me. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Be genuine. Take care of one another.